that day. Our mommy of Lagos. Make I wave, oh, I don't forget to wave. I remember when I was in secondary school, we buy cap, and the cap will have tag, and we'll not remove the tag. And I'll be wearing the cap with tag. How are you all doing? Welcome, 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 everyone. Yes. Mrs. Linda. Someone said about time. Sorry, today I had to go to the dry cleaners. I actually had to do some runs. I had to just. Oh, it's about don't land. We don't land, though. Anyhow, you want to put it. Natural Gambia, how are you doing? Mrs. Linda, Josh Essek, how are you doing? Dr. John J, brother me, I've not seen you in a while. Come and pop my money gun today. Oshe. So, there's so much that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to just jump from topic to topic, and I know you're going to forgive me. You are going to forgive me. So I'm going to jump from topic to topic. I don't want to not down, though. Greet me, V Gold. God bless you. They don't begin to pop the money gun already. Sanusi Oladakbo, how are you doing, brother? I greet. Kids Toys, I greet you. I greet all of you. Yetunde Ajibade, I got that. I greet you. I hail all of you. So let us start. First things first. Yes, the one side, Mommy of Lagos is now behind bars for 6 months. And you see, in this life, two things I learned, or among the many things I learned, is they can use anybody to do example. So just be at your best behavior all the time. I would have thought the sentence was a little harsh, especially without the option of a fine. But sometimes they want to teach lessons. It is sad, but now where you reach be this. Someone said, is there a possibility of appeal? I'm sure there is a possibility of appeal. And Bob might be lucky if they can get the conviction lessened or turned down at an appeal. But I don't think you can appeal when you pleaded guilty. Lawyers in the house. Lawyers, where's Mary Yoon? Where are my lawyers? Mary Yoon. Is he Michael? Say, he won't cost me, say my papa. Me, I no go cost you, say your own papa, because you don't know your papa. You and your mama boyfriend. Now she born you for. How you want to know your father? Rapture Jari. Leko. He is Michael, son of his mother's boyfriend. No go do DNA with your papa. So lawyers in the house, I want to pick your brains on this particular matter. Lawyers in the building, please, I don't need opinions of anybody except lawyers. Someone said he can't appeal because the sentencing is 6 months. I don't think so. I need lawyers. Where are my lawyers? Mary Yoon. Let me call her. Let me call Mary directly. I didn't think of the appeal. I would have done some research on it. Mary, United Nations. Alaji Highway, say I'm a lawyer. No worry. No be highway lawyer they find. If I need highway lawyer, I go meet Lai Wasabi. Hey, Mary Yoon, we need you on my live. Where are you?
Okay, you can call. driving home, but you can call.
So let me just send you a request.
All right. All right.
Mary, United Nations. She Fine Free. If you see Fine Free Nation girls, where we get. Ogogo, how you doing? Mary, how are you doing, my darling sister?
DF, I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm alive. You see, the question I have for you today is it possible for Bobrisky to appeal?
Any judgment of the court is appealable, to be honest, except when it has gotten to the Supreme Court, right? So yes, he can appeal, but for me, I feel like the major issue with his case, I'm surprised there was no option for fine, but when it comes to justice, when it comes to any matter, it solely lies on the judge handling the matter. It's within their prerogative to decide, okay, I want to go for the maximum sentence, or I want to, go for minimum sentence with an option for fine or whatever. It depends on, it's at the prerogative of the judge in charge. So I'm surprised that the judge did not at least give an option for fine. But anyway, maybe they want to make a scapegoat out of him. But he can appeal. He should be able to appeal because it's I think it's the first such matters regarding money has to do with the Federal High Court. So I guess the Federal High Court is the one that handles. So he can definitely appeal. And but for me, what are you appealing? You already pleaded guilty.
That's what I'm saying.
Why did you plead guilty?
So can you appeal that the sentence was too harsh? Is that possible?
You can't appeal that the sentence was too harsh because that's within the preserve of the judge. The judge can decide to give the maximum sentence or the minimum sentence without an option for it's their sole prerogative to decide that. So he can't appeal that the sentence is too harsh because what does the law prescribe for defacing the naira? Has the judge given you a punishment or a sentence that is within the ambit of the law? Yes, he has. So what are you appealing? Unless you want to appeal that the law is harsh or repugnant to natural justice, but the judge has given you something that is within the ambit of the law, so you can't appeal that the judgment is too harsh. So, but my issue is that he pleaded guilty. To me, that is the number one error. That is the number one error. So it's unfortunate. You should just
all right. Mary, you're not going anywhere. Also with us is Sarah Sani. Sarah Sani is a lawyer. She has her PhD in law. You see, Free Nation lawyers, Free Nation babes, they're bad. Mary Yoon had a first class in law. So the lady that just spoke, first class lawyer. The second lady that is about to speak, PhD in law. So we don't have ignorant people talking today. So Sarah, the question is, can Bobrisky appeal the sentence? Do you think the sentencing was too harsh? And if Bobrisky invited you to be his lawyer or to be the lead in his legal representation, what would your advice at this stage be?
Well, still at the discretion of the judge, like she has said, but I would explore the possibility of an appeal, certainly. I would explore on what basis? On leniency basis, on the fact that he or she is a offender. He's a first-time offender. And, I don't know how well they considered the fact that he's a first-time offender, other factors that could come in based on his previous record, showing the fact that he's already remorseful for the offense he has committed. He's quite remorseful, and the fact that he's agreeing not to indulge in such activity again, all these things needed to be considered. On that basis, there could be an appeal. And there's an option of fine. To me, it was a bit harsh. It was a bit harsh on him, to me, because this is a first-time offender. It's not like it's his history, and of course, he was remorseful from all indication, from what I read, was remorseful. He didn't give the court stress. He admitted to have committed the offense. Whatever cost would have come in, like based on the cost that would be incurred by the judicial system in carrying out a full trial, he has already cut that short. The criminal justice system was faced with seemingly an easy one to decide on. No much time to waste and all, and you gave, and this is an offense that had an option of fine, and you did not even consider that. I personally consider it as being a shame. I would, if I were to be his representative, definitely I would appeal, and I believe his lawyers would appeal it. I do believe so. So going on appeal, there could be a more human eyes to reviewing the decision, and it's still going to be within the ambit of the law. But the tricky part of it is that a trial court decision to be made at its discretion, it's always very, on appeal, it's not really appropriate for a judge on appeal to question the decision of a trial court, which was given based on its own discretion. Because it was given based on maybe other reasons, such as evidence were not reviewed properly, other factors. But when it's something that is solely the discretion of the judge to make, so I feel you are now questioning the discretion of that trial judge to actually take a decision on the matter. That's the tricky part of where the prosecuting lawyers can come in from if they really want to drag it on appeal. So it's both ways. But if I were to be his representative, like I've said, appeal certainly will take place. It's a first-time offender. It's just slamming him that, it's not, I don't know. That's why people feel there's more to it. That's not the fact before us anyway. We are facing it based on the offense he's being tried for, and strictly based on that. I'll still look closely into the matter. I've just looked at it from its, skeletal basis.
From a skeletal basis.
Yes, I'm still going to look closely into it and see the reason why the reasons behind the judgment, I know they want to use him as, what will I call it? General terms.
Oladipupo Mesole sent a super chat. I only read messages on YouTube if they're attached to a super chat. He said he can only appeal if his plea was under duress. He pleaded guilty. Can that work if
that is one of the reasons why he can appeal. It doesn't mean that is the only reason. That is one of the reasons, yes, if he was under duress. Does that mean he wants to change his plea? I don't think he's ready to change his plea because the evidence are overwhelming. So changing his plea is definitely not an option. There's no duress. The video is there.
You can't even change your plea. You can't even change your plea because when you go before an appeal court or the appealing court, what they review is just the fact that was presented at the lower court. You can't even present fresh evidence at the appeal court.
Absolutely.
So no, he can't change his plea. He can't do all those things. They're only reviewing decision.
They are reviewing the decision.
I'm surprised because I'm sure the prosecution would have given him sort of like a plea bargaining to court sentencing. But unfortunately, that clearly did not work for Bobrisky. I'm sure he would have had an agreement with the prosecution behind closed doors.
Let's talk about the penal code here. Let's talk about the penal code here. What is the maximum jail time for defacing the naira in Nigeria?
That's 6 months now.
6 months.
6 months or the option of fine.
6 months or fine.
So that 6 months is the highest possible sentence.
That's why I say he was giving. So for a first-time offender, being faced with that punishment, and this is a sentence that has an option of fine, without even giving him that window to explore the option of fine. That's where I feel it's a bit harsh.
But to be honest, I know you said if you're the lawyer, you might want to appeal. But if you're to play the devil's advocate right now, even if you appeal, they might not grant it. You know why?
When you are appealing, no matter, in any appeal, it's always a two-way thing. In any trial, I'm not saying I'm appealing because I'm setting the. No lawyer can ever tell you with 100% certainty that this is going to be the decision of the judge, because I am not the judge, so I won't take the decision. I can only appeal, just the same way you go on trial. You can never be too sure, but if you don't try, you don't know. So I don't see this case as one of the cases that would say there is no hope for an appeal.
Now, if he loses at the appeal, he can still go to Supreme Court.
Of course.
Yes.
It's just for you to review it. You have to weigh the strengths anyway, because this appeal process and the rest, you are putting in resources and all. So it's still to weigh the strength of your appeal.
And was there a reason
I know they want to use him as a scapegoat for others, like a lesson. I think that's the angle the judge is coming from. Want to use him as, because there's been previous similar trial of defacing the notes, and people were giving judgments with option of fine. So it's beginning to look like, people feel the option of fine is where they can fall back on. So us actually.
I must say, I'm disappointed in that lady that was given the option of the fine, because she's now making it look like she won and things like that. We don't. The remorse we are seeing in Bobrisky, we're not even seeing it in that other lady, that actress.
That's what I'm saying, and that is where individual cases comes in, the peculiarity of individual cases. So I feel why Bob just happened to be the scapegoat here is the fact that there's been previous, similar judgments where people were given option of fine, and it seems like everybody already knows what the ultimate judgment would be. So I will just pay the fine and I move on. So they want to clear the air as to that and let people know that, okay, this is a possibility. I think that's where the judge is coming from.
Let's not forget the fact that, like I said, he must have had some form of agreement with the prosecution behind closed doors, because there were money laundering charges against him initially. And they're like, you know what? We are just going to drop these money laundering charges, but you have to plead guilty to defacing the naira. And then, the judge can also give you an option for fine. So it's not like you really stayed. You know how things go on behind closed doors.
That's a possibility.
Yeah,
that's actually a possibility, but even with that being said, like coming from the angle of plea bargaining, that's a possibility. But at the end of the day, he probably accepted that bargain with the belief that the option of fine would be given.
Yeah.
And the final decision for whether an option of fine would be given or not lies on the desk of the judge. So even assuming like you have said, that there was a plea bargain between Bob and the prosecutor, they would be working with the mindset that they assume the judge will only deliver a judgment on the basis of abusing the naira notes, and it will stop there. But the judgment was now much more specific beyond what they envisaged by removing the option of fine. So
Daddy free.
Now, let me
That's
ask the lady,
terrible.
are you a lawyer too? The lady that joined us below.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, Aderonke.
No, I just have a bit of knowledge. No, I'm not.
Okay, go ahead. Have
I
you
was just
answered
going to
me?
ask you whether you've been able to reach out to his lawyers to just, see whether we can interview him and see what the bargain was, because it has to be something. They can't just take it like that and they feel like it's okay. There must have been a kind of what was that word you used the other time? More like
A plea bargain, right?
a plea bargain, exactly, to say if you drop this or if you do this, we will do this.
Yeah,
So
but
there must
what
have
the
been a kind
plea
of
bargain
agreement.
is working before trial. There's a judgment now. A judgment has been given. They are not going to let my phone rest. Yeah, hello? Yes.
To answer your question,
Okay, somebody will attend to
Aderonke,
you now.
hi. So basically, Bobrisky is having a plea bargain with the prosecution behind closed door. That has nothing to do with the judge. The judge is a neutral umpire, and the judge cannot descend into the arena at all. So whatever you have with the prosecution is between you and the prosecution. The judge is not involved. So if the judge decides to give the maximum sentence based on a plea of guilt by the accused or by the defendant, let me not use the accused because it's not let me use the word accused. If the accused has pleaded guilty
now.
and the judge has decided to go for the judge has decided to go for the maximum sentence, what else do you really want to do? You can't do anything. If you want to appeal it, you cannot even appeal. You can't even introduce fresh evidence at the appeal courts. So basically, you can't even change your plea. You can't say, "Oh, I had this. I was, coerced into take." Okay, unless he can prove that he was coerced into pleading guilty by the prosecution. You can't do anything at the trial. They're only going to review whether there was some technicality in reaching the decision at the lower court or the trial court, or maybe the judge did not follow due process. They're just going to review based on technicalities and due process, not even facts. There's not going to be facts. Or the only thing that they're going to transmit the record from the trial court to the appeal court. They're not going to do anything more than that. So it's going to be, that's why I told her that it's going to be hard to even appeal this decision.
So let me ask you another question. Thank you so much for that explanation. That's well explained. Another thing is, as a lawyer, I'm just asking you now: is it allowed, as in for the judges, to pass judgments out of discretion, or does it really have to be within the law, as in
Yes,
because this
it
is
has
a
to be.
maximum
Even me that's
sentence.
not a lawyer, I can answer that. It has to be within the penal code.
So apportioning the maximum sentence means that the judge is just using the discretion as the way he wants it.
His discretion within the ambit of the law. He used his discretion within the ambit of the law.
So what can he appeal then? There's nothing to appeal then. He's still within the law. So really, what's there to appeal?
Now,
and he pleaded guilty already.
I don't think you understand how law works. You see, there are 3 stages to a judgment. When you get the judgment from the high court is also known as the lesser court. Then you go to the appeal court.
The lower court, yeah.
Or the lower court. Then you go to the appeal court. Then if I've seen cases of people who lost at the high court, lost at the appeal, and won at Supreme.
Sure.
So because a judge gave a judgment at the lower court does not mean that that judgment is final unless you choose to accept it as final.
Yeah.
So if you decide that, okay, you know what, I want to pursue this case, I feel I can have the case overturned, I feel I was unfairly treated, you can go to the appeal court. But one worry I have with the appeal court is you're not going to get the appeal court to sit in 6 months. So what's the use?
Another thing. At what stage do people go to tribunal?
No, tribunal for special
election petition.
That's election petition. You don't know much about this court at all. You don't have idea.
No, Daddy Prince. Daddy, please hold on. Oh no, you can't just say that. Hold on, hold on. We don't need to be a lawyer to apply some, hold on. That's why we're talking to the lawyers. Both of us are not lawyers. Daddy,
But
please.
me, I have
Don't
knowledge
bring
of the
that
law. You don't.
Okay. Daddy, please, we are both learning from them. That's why you can see that
We
I'm
are both
asking
learning
questions.
from them, but we did different stage. Me, I did primary 6.
Okay, they're asking questions from them because they are more learned
The
than two of
questions you
us.
are
Daddy,
asking,
please.
you can ask me, I can answer them. What the
Okay,
questions you're
you
asking
too.
never reach lawyer level.
Okay, you to answer this question because
Okay.
The reason I said at what stage do we use tribunal was I once had a case, right?
Yes.
And the judgment was passed. The country said this decision was made out of the whatever law, and you have no right of appeal. That was me in person.
Now, you have not told us the facts of the case. What was the case about?
We need to know everything.
No. I'm talking of 20 years ago. This was immigration. That was 20 years ago.
It doesn't matter. It might
It doesn't
take.
matter.
No.
Okay.
But the question I was trying to ask was, yes, the question I was trying to ask was, I remember then that the lawyers I went, oh, they've already said you don't have a right of appeal. Don't waste your time, right? And another person I spoke to said, you didn't commit no, offense. It was just immigration and blah, blah, blah. Try your last, lap and try something. And I took UK to the tribunal myself, and I won. That was the reason I'm asking you at what stage
now,
in Nigeria under Nigerian Constitution
although
do you now use tribunal under Nigerian Constitution? Is that
You need to understand that although the UK and the Nigerian legal systems are quite similar, they are not identical.
Common law.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you can do in the UK, you might not be able to do in Nigeria. 100%. So yes,
that was my question exactly.
So what I wanted to know was what was your case about? Where was it? For instance, in America, for instance,
UK. It was in UK.
So it's totally different in Nigeria. The system
totally. That was the question I said. I said in Nigeria. I said at what stage does it really apply to Nigerian system as well? That's exactly what I said.
Tribunals, from my understanding, for the Nigerian system are for election petitions and those kind of things, not for money laundering cases. They will not set up a tribunal for a money laundering case that you have pleaded guilty to.
Okay.
You understand? I might not be an expert in the law, but this case is very open and closed. You have pleaded guilty. There is evidence. You said it is you. You did not say no, it was not me. The videos were doctored. Do you understand? Or I was under the influence or something. You did not come up with any. You said yes, it is me. So it's like any sin. Somebody will won't buy. Don't meet person won't buy person. So argument no plenty. So the only problem we have now is what many people are suggesting to be the harshness of the judgment. Now, legally, according to the Constitution and according to the Penal Code, it is at a judge's discretion to give a judgment, as long as that if the judge has said, I give you 1 month in prison, is fine. If the judge has said, I give you 5.5 months in prison, it's fine.
Within the ambit of the law.
As long as the judge cannot say, I sentence you to 10 years imprisonment, then it's no longer within the ambit of the law. You understand? Now, another thing, Bobrisky has been there for like 3 weeks, so the sentence is going to start counting from the first day Bobrisky was arrested. So Bobrisky don't nearly finish the first
detention.
Month. So he get like 5 months left.
Yeah.
If he asks me, should he appeal? I will say, for what?
The time within which his appeal will be heard,
what is heard? Before they file the appeal, before they give them appeal
before
judge.
They transmit the record.
Before they give them the judges. You know, appeal court is always 3 judges.
Yeah.
So before they assign them to a court, Baba, it will remain 2 weeks. So make it just, you see, one thing I would always also say is make all of us learn. I may be wrong, But I think because Bobrisky bragged that he was untouchable.
Oh, that the phrase, you just nailed it. Nailed it.
That for me.
And that wasn't the first time of bragging to be untouchable.
You understand? Anything you want to say in this life, anything you want to do in this life, never say you are untouchable. All of us, if government decide to sit on your case, you understand? So always.
But DF,
yes. Go ahead.
But DF, it has nothing to do with. It has, yes, it might also be that he's untouchable. He bragged that he was untouchable. But please, people should not get carried away. It has nothing to do with maybe the VDM issue. Oh, I said you go down, you go down. It has nothing to do with any human being.
It might not even be
that
his case.
It's not even that judge just made
let us focus on. Let us focus. Let's not bring external parties.
Even legally speaking,
hold on. Let us not bring external parties into this. Let us just focus on the merits. Let's focus on the merits of the Bobrisky case. Let me tell you something.
Let's focus on the merits.
Why did I say the bragging? And I'll explain this to you. Yeah. If I am the judge, and I have seen a video where you said you're untouchable, and I have the discretion to give you the highest possible sentence, I probably would.
Yeah.
Because you have said you are untouchable. You see, that's why we also need to be careful. You see, this social media where they play with is a very dangerous place.
It's very dangerous.
You have no idea.
You see, that's why we also need to be careful. You see, this social media.
Okay, sorry, it was replaying. You have no idea. Look at what happened to Cora yesterday.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Cora yesterday. Off social media toxicity. Somebody does not like you on social media. Look at the extent to which they went with Cora's case. All of us need to learn, including me. I was angry the other day, bragging about for this woman I will. Baba, when I saw the tension that it was causing my brothers, I had to come out and say, look, that's not what I meant. It was for a specific case. So, because you don't know where people are going to take. You see, we are having an interview on social media. I've always been very careful. But even the best of us can get into trouble. Even the best of us can lose guard. And let me tell you, this lovely lady, what's her name? Mary. If me and Mary are sitting down eating dinner, she says something annoying and I slap her and there's no evidence I can get away with. But if I say waka to her on social media, as long as there is that evidence, I will go to jail faster for the waka on social media if she decides to pursue it than for a slap that she cannot prove.
So true.
So social media gives us proof. That proof you are looking for. The whole case that was tried against Bobrisky, the proof was from social media.
Yes.
You go to an event, you spray money. Baba, all of us don't spray money before in the past. Me, I apologize for my own.
Do you get?
Luckily for me, spraying money is not something I'm big at. Because I waste money, but I like to waste money on things I can enjoy, like food, watch, things that I can see. Which one be say make I can't pour money for musicians? It has never been my culture. So it's not because I have done it once or twice in the past, but the moment I knew that it was wrong, I stopped. And you see, we are complaining about our government. Our government is not good. Our government is not good. Our government is doing left. Our government is doing right. Oh, this, that. The government is spending an enormous amount of money printing new Naira notes because people are stepping on the old ones, and it gets to a point where you can't see what's on the Naira note anymore. It has degraded.
Sure.
So I don't know what to advise.
And I think
they only used Bobrisky to send signal to all of us, not only the celebrity, to let us know that the law is there waiting. It's just a matter of time catching up with each and everyone.
Yeah.
So really, it's just a very popular person, that would really send the signal across, and that's just what I feel.
Now, another thing is, what we should watch out for is, you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's what. You don't know the caliber of the people that are watching you. Some billionaires have private accounts. They never comment. They never like. They just say, oh, that the freeze is on. They just put it on and they are watching. One billionaire at Obi Kubana's party yesterday, one billionaire walked up to me. I'm not going to mention his name. I said, Daddy Freeze, I enjoy you. Fear catch me. I say, you enjoy me. I know if this guy told me he was on Instagram, I don't go believe. So how does he enjoy? So there are people who are watching and they are creating opinions about you. You understand what I'm telling you? They are creating opinions about you. You'll be amazed that judges are watching. I went somewhere the other day with taste buds and I met a high court judge. Very high. I'm not going to mention her name. Wonderful, beautiful lady, mixed race like me. And she was telling me things I say. She was like, why do I always wave? I'm like, So you'll be amazed. People watching. Lawyers are watching. Doctors are watching. EFCC is watching. Police are watching. A governor can decide to be bored one day. Let me tell you, a governor can have a side chick. And at 2 a.m., the side chick wakes up from the side of the governor and says, the governor says, let me do some work. Let me reply some emails. And the side chick is watching Daddy Freeze laughing in the corner. The governor is like, what's making you laugh? It's Daddy Freeze. Oh, the guy is very annoying. Look at him. He's always waving his hand like this. Now, so governor, take know your matter. Then that day, if I decide to say something stupid, the governor don't write them down.
Yeah.
I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is allowed? How do we spray money at parties now? What is allowed?
You cannot spray money.
I could see people carrying boxes these days for you to put the money inside. Is that allowed?
You see, the problem is the day government decides to sit down with you. That's the day you realize that.
But is it that they should not see Naira flying anywhere?
They don't want to see Naira flying.
They want them to spray it.
Now, what you can now do, people can be
spraying
creative
is not
about
allowed.
this. You can go,
speaking,
some people can go to the government because you see, let me tell you something, I'm a solutions man. And I can turn anything to money. I can turn air to money. I can sit down here and gather people on my life and turn it to money. Because I'll just think of a crafty way. The government should print spraying money so they can make money from it. The type of money that is very thin. It has the same value of the Naira, but it can be abused. Let them spray that one. And they'll make it expensive.
People are already doing that themselves. Is that not an offense,
it is
to
an
imitate
offense.
Naira?
But now the government can have a special, it will be printed like maybe a bank check. But each leaf will be worth like 1,000 Naira each. Then the government will sell 10,000 Naira to you at 15% interest. Because spraying money is actually a culture. If I were the government, I'm looking for, oh wow, how can I make money here? These people want to spray, they're not going to hear a word. So it is an offense to spray the Naira. But now the government, if they listen to me, hello government, you guys, we would redesign a special type of Naira that can be sprayed. It will be put on thin paper. You understand? Maybe they'll just create two notes, one 5,000 Naira and one 1,000 Naira, or three notes.
But that will encourage counterfeits being printed here and there then?
No, the way they are not counterfeiting normal Naira, they will not counter, because this is also going to come from the printing and minting company themselves. So it's going to be smaller than the Naira or bigger than the Naira, but each of them is going to be like a paper that you can tear. But each of them is valued at maybe 500 Naira, 1,000 Naira or 5,000 Naira. 5,000 for the chairman, 1,000 for mid-range, 500 for the lower range. Now, if they spray it to you, you can now take it to a bank. And they will issue you the cash.
The cash, okay.
Something like that. But it should be done in conjunction with the government. So people can actually now spray this money because they are buying it at a certain rate. You understand? So it is like a paper worth, and there will be a mark on it. So you spray it to take it to the bank. The bank will check and say, okay, yes, this original, we are giving you this amount of money. So the bank is going to make money, the government is going to make money in two ways. You are going to make 15% to print these special notes for the people that are going to spray. And then when they come into cash, for instance, if they sprayed me 50,000 Naira, I'm going to get less 15%. So when I take that 50,000 Naira to the bank, I say, okay, this is the money I was sprayed, take. the bank will now convert it and take 15%. So that way,
Wow.
between the government and the banks, they have 30% or whatever is sprayed. And the people are happy. Now, so that they do us for TikTok. Any
I was
money I
coming to say
make,
that it's as good as buying stars and you're getting less than,
thank you.
you know.
Any money, if
Exactly.
I sell money gone, let's imagine I sell money gone of $100. I'm walking away with $40. TikTok is taking $60.
Wow.
I'm
That's a
telling
lot.
you. YouTube, if you buy super chat, super stickers, YouTube will take half. YouTube is better than TikTok. Facebook will take, you see, YouTube on is the worst. You will see the money, by the time it gets to your account, is half. They don't cut.
So the musicians will be enjoying this kind of arrangement. But what I think the musicians will now start doing is you transfer money and they will start praising you whichever way you want. But they would rather prefer you to, because already at parties these days, they will tell you can do transfer. So when they see how much you pay them, then they will know how many minutes they want to use to praise you.
Another method would be the musician has this another. I'm giving you people idea. Let's say every musician has a little gadget like this, about the size. So me that wants to spray, I will just put 100 naira on my phone. So each time I come, let's imagine you are the, do you know how to sing Fuji? Ronke Shumo Fuji ko.
Yes.
Or you be singing Fuji and be praising me. So you are the one who, you as the musician, this thing, whether na they go do a as pendant or something, or whether na tag, you go just do your chest. You understand?
Yeah.
So they sing to me, they praise me. Me, I will come with my phone. I will just the program. I'm 100. So each tap now 1K. So be singing for me.
So I go to sing I freeze the bubble, I freeze the bubble, I bubble freeze, daddy freeze, I freeze the bubble. Oh, you bo pepe.
Do you understand? So as you are singing for me, each time I'm tapping it is removing 1K, is removing 5K. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are the options we can have. This second option is even better, because that way nothing is defaced. You understand what I'm saying? So the musician will give out a code. So app designers can design that app. The musician will give out a code. You will type the code and you put maybe 5K per tap, 1K per tap, 100 naira per tap. Do you understand? So as they tap, do you understand? Then the musician can have different sounds. 100 naira if be clicking, 1K if be block on, 5K freaky, hey. So as you tap 5K, hey, then you know say that 5K, they tap, they go, say yes, they burn the money. So that way you don't have to deface the naira. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
Yes, it's making sense,
So let me bring in some more people. Stay with me, Ronke.
All right. Oh, you want to stay?
I want you to stay. I'm bringing more people. Let's have the conversation.
Okay. All right. We're enjoying it.
So that way, at the end of the day, brother, how far? My political minds, they have arrived.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to speak as to the trial of Bobrisky.
Okay.
One, the lawyers there said she shouldn't go for appeal. Or is it she or he? Okay, let's say she, right?
Yes.
So she can actually go for appeal. But at the same time, when you file your notice of appeal, you can then apply for bail. I give you an example of one that happened recently. Orji Uzdok Kalu was convicted by lower courts, appealed to the higher courts. While the appeal was on, he applied for bail. So you can actually apply for bail while your appeal is pending. That's possible.
Another lawyer don't come.
Then number two, I don't know if I heard, I wasn't there, but we don't know what actually transpired. Whether it was a plea bargain thing, I don't know. But if he had smart lawyers, to be honest, they could have knocked that case off. The reason is because the evidence that EFCC wanted to tender, you can stop them, you can prevent them from tendering it. Because the only person that can tender that evidence is the person that actually took the photograph, the video. Yes.
Really?
100%.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Let me give you an example. You remember what happened in the tribunal for the presidential election? One of the reasons Peter Obi's case, those evidence from Channels TV and those could not be tendered, they needed the person from Channels TV who took that video to come and tender it.
So what sort of lawyers did this Bobrisky use that could not even identify it?
Listen, you don't know what transpires behind the scene. There may be other bigger charges. So they're like, okay, for us not to pursue it. I'm not saying that's the case.
Because you see, if it was a money laundering case, no be 6 months we they talk about to.
Yes, so
because that's another angle to look at. Because maybe they don't look and they don't show and say, Baba, look, just collect this one, go your 6 months, then you'll be out in no time.
Yes.
Say this money laundry, by the time we push this money laundry case, you will do 15 years. You understand? Or 8 years. So as they don't pay them out, some people will gamble it. Some people say, you know what, I want to try my luck and go and get legal maestros. Some people they just advise you, say, Baba, just do your plea bargain, collect what you want to collect, face it, you'll be out in no time. Do you understand? So I understand where you are coming from. Now, that does not mean he cannot appeal and go to the appeal.
He can still appeal. However, going to appeal, you can only appeal to the Court of Appeal on points of law. It's something technical that I cannot start describing. You cannot challenge it on the facts. It's on points of law. So if the procedure, for instance, if I struggle to know the nomenclature, whether to use he or she for him now, it's difficult. So if she feels that the process, if he feels that there was no fair hearing, you can appeal on that. So there are so many grounds on which you can appeal, but on points of law. On points of law. Then let me answer your question. You asked the question about tribunals. So usually it depends on the jurisdiction, right? I guess you talked about immigration in the UK.
Yes.
So tribunals are special courts that are set up to handle particular matters. If your case was immigration related, I'm sure you went to the Immigration and Asylum Tribunal in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that tribunal in the UK, for instance, they have different tribunals. That Immigration and Asylum Chamber deals with immigration specifically. So in Nigeria too, we also have special purposes. Another word for tribunal, the closest what I can use, they are special purposes courts. So for instance, in Nigeria too, we have the Election Petition Tribunal. It is just set up to deal with election petition matters. Yeah. Same thing with the UK. So it's not a question of, what point will you go to the tribunal? It is the law that determines which court has jurisdiction. By jurisdiction, I mean the court that has the power. So jurisdiction can be territorial, meaning it covers a particular area. Jurisdiction can also mean the power of the court to try certain matters. Yeah. So, yeah. So that is place. The tribunal are courts set up to try special matters because of the complexity or the specialty that matter requires. They just dedicate some judges, train them in that respect, not your general courts.
And then the justice system of Nigeria, did they look into good behavior, spending half of the terms and all that? Does it apply in Nigeria?
Yes, it does. So
it might stand a good chance then.
Well, I don't know.
Spending the half of the term. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what can happen is that there's what they call parole in certain jurisdiction. It doesn't apply to every jurisdiction, right? So if you say, for instance, they see that there's improvement, there's good behavior, they're like, okay, put you on parole. Okay, for the next 6 months, you were sentenced to, you're supposed to serve 6 months. Okay, do 3 months and then take 3 months off. But that 3 months will be watching your behavior. Yeah. But as far as the case is concerned, now it can still appeal. It can he apply for bail and he can be granted bail today.
Wow.
Pending the hearing of his appeal, as if he files a notice of appeal. So 100%. But if I were to be his lawyer, right? If I were to be his lawyer, and there are no other matters, like I said, I don't know what happened, but I'm just taking it on face value that it is just the spraying into the facing of the naira.
No, I can tell you because I saw the charges. There are money laundering charges that were set aside. So the plea bargain was they were going to take the money laundering charges away. So he just.
Let me ask you, but did you see the charge sheet? Because the thing
I didn't see the charge sheet, but I saw what seemed to be a press release. I can't remember clearly. So I understood. I was like, okay, because for him to be quick to plead guilty, it shows that they probably had something on him that they could pursue.
Well, different people, some people, say that maybe I be worried, but some people not get liver to pursue things, So I don't know.
Someone said they dropped the money laundering charges. Sandy Posh, they dropped them as part of the plea bargain.
That's why I feel
they did not just drop it. You see, all of you listen, these are legal matters. I need you to start reading up all these things. Read about plea bargain. Read about jurisdiction. Read about sentencing. Read about bail. Some people don't even know what bail is. Do you understand? So, you see, lawyer, get me wrong, break it down for me. You see, when they do a plea bargain, they say, okay, you are going to give some, it's like mediation courts. I give something, you give something. At the end of the day, nobody's winning, but nobody's losing 100%.
Nobody's losing either.
Now, without the plea bargain, Bobrisky could have won, hands down, 100%, or could have lost, hands down, 100%. Do you understand? So if Bobrisky had gone for the full charge, they say, okay, you know what, we're going to push money laundering, we're going to push this, we're going to push that. Bobrisky could have gone and lost and gone to jail for 7 years. Or Bobrisky could have gone and won and walked free. But you see, the plea bargain is like a mediation. They say, okay, we are willing to drop this. Are you willing to take this? So that way, he is getting not more than 6 months. Sure. Now, this, I will equate this to you holding $5,000 in your hand and using it to buy Bitcoin on Sunday. By Monday, you could be left with $2,000, or by Monday, you could have $7,000. You don't know how it's going to go. But we plea bargain, once they give you, okay, we are pushing the Naira devaluation or Naira mutilation charge, you know that you cannot get more than 6 months.
Not exactly the truth of that freeze. Because from plea bargain, it is between the prosecuting counsel or prosecuting party and the defense, right?
Yes.
However, they based on the plea bargain, they're going to make recommendation to the judge. But
what I'm trying to tell you is, you are not getting me, brother.
Accept it or not.
Now, by the time the news got to us, they've dropped the money laundering charges.
Yeah.
So what we had was Naira mutilation charges. The maximum sentence for a Naira mutilation charge is 6 months.
Minimum of 6 months.
Is it minimum or maximum?
No, it's maximum. It's maximum.
Let me check the law.
So when it is maximum of 6 months, Bobrisky knows that no matter what happens, if heaven falls, if earth turns upside down, he will not go to jail for 7 months. So that is the essence of the plea bargain. You know your fate. You have decided not to gamble and win everything,
not to gamble,
or lose everything.
I think part of the plea bargain was for him to drop the one that carried more, sentence than the other. So they dropped the EFCC one, and now he has to serve this one.
So don't say that the charges were too harsh. Were actually not understanding of what really they could have come up with.
Yeah.
Now, some people are stubborn. Some people can say, lie, oh, I no go agree. And they go and fight. And they can, it's maximum 6 months.
No, it's minimum of 6 months. I read it for you, right? So section 21 of the CBN Act subsection 1, section 21, subsection 1. A person who tampers with a coin or note issued by the central bank is guilty of an offense and shall on conviction be liable to imprisonment for a term not less than 6 months.
Not less than.
A fine not less than 50,000 naira, or both such fine and imprisonment. So it's the minimum if you're sentenced.
Oh, so if it is the minimum, then the sentence was not harsh. He got actually
Then it
the
wasn't
minimum.
harsh
But
then.
what made it harsh was they didn't give the option of the bail, which is still the discretion of the judge.
Yep.
So
what
the
are we
judge
talking
could have
about
said,
then?
pay both the
We
money.
were thinking that was the maximum.
Because you see, that's why everybody was shouting maximum, maximum. So I didn't even cross-check. So thank you,
And that
brother,
was exactly what his own lawyer even said. I listened to his own lawyer. His own lawyer,
unless the act has been reviewed. If the act has not been reviewed, if it starts saying CBN Act of...
That is
do you have
Go
any
and
lawyers,
listen.
any other lawyers who have an updated version? Is there any updated?
Of course, I'm not practicing in Nigeria right now, so I don't want to say what I don't know.
But if you listen to his lawyer before he was sentenced the first time, when they said they will be sentencing him, the lawyer said he's got the maximum sentence of 6 months maximum and fine of 50,000.
So does the lawyer know what they are? So you know the problem is, I wish we could get someone who can actually educate us more, because there's still, if his lawyer said he got the maximum sentence, it's either his lawyer is misleading the public or there's something we don't know.
Yeah.
So the maximum, if the minimum sentence is 6 months with the option of a fine or with the fine, then he didn't get the harshest possible sentence.
No, he didn't get
the
No, he didn't.
Would be money. We pay that 50,000 and still do 6 months.
And still, thank you, but he didn't get it.
So let us know. You see, so that's the minimum. So 6 months is the minimum.
From what I can see in the CBN Act, yes.
According to the CBN Act.
Yes.
Can anybody else throw a counter?
Section 21, subsection 1.
Section 21, subsection 1.
Unless it's been updated, like I said, I don't practice in Nigeria, so it's possible. That's why I'm putting caution in what I'm saying.
And trust me, if it's updated, it will be reviewed upwards, not downwards. Because the government is trying to clamp down on abuse of the naira. So if it's going to be updated, it will be reviewed upwards. So it will be maybe 1 million naira fine and 1 year in prison.
So when they said 6 months was the minimum, what was the what did you see as the maximum?
Where's Bongoli? Bongoli, are you around?
Maximum.
Because Bongoli knows. My problem is Bongoli is never available at this time of the day. It's always a night or cock. Oh, he's on holiday. Let me call him. Bongoli, come here. They are looking for you.
So what could have happened is that they can combine both the 6 months and also
the fine.
And also the fine.
100%.
Because it didn't expressly state the maximum.
So Lagos State is left without Mommy of Lagos now. How are you guys going to survive now? It's not funny.
We will be managing, make all of us learn.
It's not funny at all. So then I saw something on the media as well. That the judge, obviously the judge asked what do we call him?
Learning on TikTok. Pop my money
are
gone.
You a man? Are you a woman? TikTok. And he said, I'm a man, right? So now he goes into the men's cell, is it?
Yes.
And I thought Nigerian police saying we're going to protect him. Protect him on what and as what? Because he's going to men's cell. He claimed he's a man. They're putting him in men's cell. So protecting him as from abuse or what? From this when he gets to the cell? Or what do they mean by that?
Well, I can't speak to that because I don't know what transpired in court. There are a lot of things that are flying in the media that are not necessarily correct. And so if I don't know what he claimed to be.
No, they said claim to be a man. It was there written.
But again, that is yesterday. They said I wasn't there. I've not seen any document.
No, it's not okay. We all speak everything on media. You're right, though.
Yeah. So I'll only talk based on facts.
Then say Bobrisky Namale. Which one be Namale?
Bobrisky Namale. You see, for me, I'm more interested in
okay.
the technicalities of the case than all these. Which cell are they going to put him? I want to learn. I want to educate people, and I love the direction the conversation is going. Today, for instance, I learned that it's not maximum of 6 months. It's actually minimum of 6 months.
Yes, I just learned that now.
So I want you to come to Daddy Free's page and walk away with takeout pack. So, and the only takeout pack I can give you is a takeout pack of knowledge. I brought 3 lawyers. This the gentleman is the 3rd lawyer. So I want us to keep the conversation. Let's not. Sorry guys, 1 second, I'm bringing them back. So we're coming back, guys. Oopsie, sorry guys. Sorry, I'm trying to tidy up so that we can finish up. We're on Instagram. If you're watching on TikTok, pop my money gun. Pop my money guns. Oopsie. Henry the Great. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. A lot of people were yapping me. They said, I forgot to take the tag off my cap. Let me be very honest with you. When I was in secondary school, if you bought a cap, you leave the tag on it. You leave the tag on it. So it was like funky back then. So somebody said, Bob, good evening. Peleo, Aburo Bob. Welcome back. Someone said, now people problem you always like talk. And they like talk within the happen side society, so all of us go feel learn. But sadly, Peter Francis, now you know go feel ever learn. That oponu where you oponu, you go oponu till you buy. From now on, they should call you oponu buy, meaning you go oponu to mafikuni. Kotori rada bo she gbe bi kundi legbe lafun. Please, the rest of you, let's go. If you don't want us to continue the topic, maybe I can go and they brought my suya and there is beer in my fridge. Official Bongo Lee, mo ti wá ẹ. Ayọ̀dèjì Bákàrè, mo wá ẹ mi rí ẹ bó ló sọnù sí, bó ló wọlẹ̀ sí. Ayọ̀dèjì Bákàrè. Mo wá ẹ.
Hello, Daddy Freeze.
How are you? Go
Hello.
ahead.
How's everyone doing? Can you all see me? Hello, Daddy Freeze. my God. Daddy Freeze, I can't hear you.
I could hear you. I just wanted to sort out my people. May they not chop the suya without me, no vex. Today now.
Okay, because I can't see you.
I can see you clearly. You're looking handsome. Your face is looking fresh. Canada is doing you well. Your teeth are white and shiny. Your top is black. They say you are gaining weight. I don't know about that one. Otin Jebaju Bongoli Ayodeji. Febale. Otin Shebale Shi Febale.
Daddy, please give me 30 seconds. Let me get my seat, please.
Okay. No problem.
Let me get my seat.
No problem. Hey, yo, me bongo. Ah. Omoribi, you pop my money gun while you're watching this. You pop. When I want to watch for free. Pop my money gun on TikTok.
I'm back.
All those people saying yes, freeze attacking me on TikTok. We multi block yala your father Ogboyin. I go block una go cry tire.
Okay. Freeze, can you see me now?
Yes, so.
All right. I wanted to engage my obedient lawyer, Josie.
Okay.
Josie is the reason why I wanted to join.
Let me bring Josie back. Josie, where are you? Josie, send me a request.
Because Josie said, read the CBN Act of 2007 on clean naira, clean currency. Actually, there was one in 2017, I think. There was one in 2017, and the one in 2017 says just 6 months. It doesn't say minimum and or maximum. It just says a fine of 50,000 naira or a jail with an option, a jail term of 6 months and or a fine of 50,000 naira.
Oh, okay. So it was removed from minimum or maximum, and it was set as the jail term.
Yes. What Josie was reading was the Act in 2007. There is a new one in 2017. There's a new one in 2017, and it is a CBN Act. It's a CBN Act. So what I want to also say here also is that normally in cases like this, when they give somebody a jail term, you see the lawyer come out and start saying we are going to appeal immediately. We are not going to accept it. That is the reflex action of almost every lawyer that I know in all of these type of cases. And they didn't say that in Bobrisky's case. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there was a plea bargain. And in my opinion, I read the Money Laundering Act. There's a Money Laundering Act of 2022. And money laundering is, I think it's between 4 years and 14 years, minimum of 4 years and a maximum of 14 years, or whatever amount they're talking about that you laundered, you multiply that by 4 times 4. So remember, Bobo Idris had 127 million naira, and he had another 50-something million naira case of money laundering. Now, maybe the EFCC couldn't really prosecute him because they didn't have much information. It's maybe not, but I doubt it, because as a Bobrisky, you don't want to keep on prolonging that case. Because the Bob Express account, does Bobrisky pay taxes for the influencing that he does? So now you're going to get into tax evasion. Do you understand that, Freeze? So you just don't want to open a can of worms. Or if you save 7
if
plus
you notice
50,
Bongo Lee, I tried to explain that with all the other possible charges, Bobrisky could have won 100%, or he could have lost 100% and gone to jail for 7 years.
Oh, but there was no Bobrisky cannot win.
No, you see, there are some lawyers, there are some instances where I've seen the crazy OJ Simpson no win.
No, Daddy Freeze, this one.
You see, let me tell you something, brother. one thing I want to reassure you about the law is it is to the discretion of the judge. So a lot of technicalities can play. If he has if he has a very good set of lawyers, they can play some technicality. It might not, maybe it is a 60-40 or a 70-30, maybe a 30% chance that he'll win, but there's always a chance that he can win. But
okay, Daddy Freeze, let me put it this
hold on, let me explain. So I need to explain where I'm coming from.
Let me put it this way before you go ahead. Before you go on, sir, respectfully, sir, let me put it this way. It was a bad case for Bobrisky, or it is a bad case for Bobrisky. That's how I will say. That's how I will end it. But you can go ahead. It is a bad case.
Worse cases being won, and I've seen better cases being lost. So what I'm trying to say, and I need you to understand is, you said something that I agree with you on. The risk of Bobrisky going the full haul of the case stood him the chance of losing completely. There are some lawyers that will tell you that they can win this case for you. I know stubborn lawyers who. So at the end of the day, Bobrisky did what was best. 6 months is the best case scenario in this particular instance. It's not that he could not have won, no. But you see, the dragging will have gone on for a long time. They will have seized his passport. He would, you understand, he would have gone on and on and on. At the end of the day,
I think
hold on, do you realize that Nnamdi Kanu? Hold on, do you realize that Nnamdi Kanu won?
No, he won. No. He won. He won. It was not that he won against the terrorism charges. He won something else. But then they held him in the appeal court.
What about Sowore?
Showore's case, they let it go. The federal government said we are not pushing forward with the case anymore.
So what I'm trying to tell you at the end of the day is, he could win or he could lose. The only person that cannot win a case is somebody who don't buy. As long as you are alive, they could throw in technique. I know how lawyers work. There's one particular lawyer, hold on, there's one particular lawyer who I know very well, who fought for somebody you know very well, and the person did not have what they were looking for, but the lawyer used technicalities to win that case between me and you know the person, but I'm not going to tell you here. You know what I'm talking about. That case had no merit, but technicalities, now they use take win am. You know the person I'm talking about, and you know the lawyer I'm talking about. But make me keep on for one side.
Daddy Freeze, the point I'm trying to make here is that if you look at the case that EFCC brought,
yes,
we all know that is what the Yorubas call abosi, that EFCC did. The Yorubas call it abosi. We know that is not the reason. Hey, Josie, my brother, good to see you.
Bongoli.
We know that that is not the reason why they locked up Bobo. We know that's not the reason. Everybody knows.
No, you cannot say we don't know why. They have a case.
DF.
Yes.
DF, respectfully, let us not deceive ourselves.
You want to tell me that EFCC does not have a case against Bobrisky? They have a very clear case.
No, that is not what I mean. That is not what I mean.
Okay.
That's why I used the word abosi in Yoruba. I said it's abosi that EFCC did. Because we know that, we all know as Nigerians and globally that they targeted Bobo because of some other things, not because of that case in particular. Because if that be the case, then they will carry all of us in Nigeria.
But Bongoli, you are speculating now.
Now, Bongoli, apart from speculating, there is a part of the law you don't understand. 10 people can pass a bridge, and the government can decide to hold only one person as scapegoat. That is the law.
No, true.
The government does not need to catch the whole 10. All they need to catch is 1 or 2.
No. Daddy Freeze, I agree. Now, let me just go back to what we're talking about before, because this one is a digression. At the end of the day, I feel there was a plea bargain.
Okay.
It's obvious. He pled guilty, and they said, hey, we are going to drop this. Because that money laundering, Daddy Freeze, is between 4 to 14 years old. And why I was saying is because according to what the EFCC put out there, they called his company Bob Express. They talked about the account. Bob Express, is it registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission? Is Bobo paying taxes based on what? So that is where the case will go to. Then other parties will begin to enter. And according to the Money Laundering Act of 2022, it gives a minimum of 4 years, maximum of 14 years, and there's an order. So that's 20 million plus 50 something or whatever the amount was. Let's say 180 million. Multiply that by 4. That is 720 million naira. Will you be able to pay that? Do you want to go through all of those stress? Or collect your 6 months, JK, and go and stay
Which
in
is what I'm saying, but Bongoli, you too like to argue. You are arguing, we are both saying the same thing, but you are arguing with me. Listen, let me tell you something. What I said was, wait now.
I'm not arguing with you.
What I said was, and listen carefully, Bobrisky has the chance of defending himself in court, and he could have won everything, or he could have lost everything. Don't be waiting I talk with that Josie.
Yeah.
When you go to court, you can win the worst case and lose the best case. But that's a gamble.
And
you are not a judge in Nigeria for you to say he cannot win. Only a judge sitting on the case. Listen, hold on. A judge in Abuja cannot tell you he cannot win in Port Harcourt. It is the discretion of the judge and so many other technical factors, the presentation, there's so much that can be done. So, I'm sure he had asked, can we go, and maybe the lawyer's advice and say, you know what, you have a lesser chance of winning. It's not like you cannot win, but you have a lesser chance of winning. So why don't you just take the plea bargain? You are done with 6 months. We are done with 6 months, of which you have already nearly done 1 month. At the end of the day, you'll be out and everybody will move on. That's what I've been trying to say. But Bongoli, you are saying that he cannot win. It is the only person that can say somebody cannot win.
That's not what I'm saying. That is no.
You said it
what
now.
I'm saying here is, wait. What I'm saying here
just
is
hold on. Josie, did Bongoli say he cannot? There's no way he can win.
No, I said wait.
Josie,
for him.
Talk.
Well, maybe I didn't pay attention properly, so I
Bongoli categorically said that there is no way Bobrisky can win, and I said the only person that can say that.
Daddy Freeze, please, I want you to listen to me very well, Daddy Freeze.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Let me hear you now.
What I'm saying here is that money laundering aspect is a bad case for Bobrisky. I understand what lawyers say. Daddy Freeze, wait. Daddy Freeze, I understand. You even gave the example of O.J. Simpson. He passed on 2 days ago or yesterday.
Yes.
If it doesn't fit, lawyers can do whatever, technicalities and everything. But if you look at the case from the surface, it is a very bad case for Bobrisky. And for someone of Bobrisky's magnitude, you don't want to push that case further. And I think that if the government really wanted to go ham on Bobrisky, they would have just focused on that plea, on that money laundering, if they really wanted to mess him up. And do you know how many Nigerians are guilty of this money laundering of a thing? Because many of us are ignorant of these laws. If we really go into it, that's why they picked that one also and added it and used that one. Because EFCC also, and just lastly, our EFCC in Nigeria, at times, they do a bad job. Respectfully. Why I say they do a bad job at times is because they can just come and just scream and say, oh, this person did this and did that. And when they get to court, they'll be like, where's the evidence? They don't bring enough evidence to back up their claims. And that is how EFCC has been losing cases in Nigeria.
Okay, let me
now hold on.
Go ahead.
You also need to understand that the EFCC is up against a lot. The EFCC is up against a country that doesn't like doing things right, and a country that everybody has a godfather. So their work is not easy. Let's give it up to them. In this particular case, I don't fault them. There are some cases that, well, if I look at the issues regarding the case, I might have a different opinion. But this particular Bobrisky case is more of an open and shut case. You see waiting big past you. You decide not to gamble. You decide that, okay, you see, if he went with the plea bargain, he knows that he's getting 6 months. You understand? It's certain. It's like me telling you, do you want me to give you 5 million naira today or 15,000 naira every day for the rest of your life? Anybody that chooses that 15,000 naira for the rest of, what if you die next year? Have you ever given it a thought? Or what if what if something happens to you? You understand? So that 5,000 naira wey dey table now, if you count the 15 million naira and you live to 100, it will be more than that 5 million naira at the end of the day. But sometimes people pick what is available on the table as the best option and just go with it. And like you said, and I agree, a person of his caliber will not want to drag through that case with the EFCC back to back. So what I'm trying to create right now is education for the people. I'll bring you in, Josie. Because a lot of people are going around saying, oh, this sentencing was too harsh. You know, Nigerians, we think with our sentiments.
No. It's not harsh. No, it's not harsh.
We think with our sentiments. We don't. According to the section Josie quoted, it was a minimum of 6 months. According to what you quoted, it is 6 months. So in no way was it harsh, except the fine, the possibility of the fine was not given to him. And I emphasize on the discretion of the judge, which the judge is at 100% capacity to exercise or decide not to use that discretion. And I said, one of the things that could anger a judge is when you say that you are untouchable. You'll be amazed that these judges have children. The judge can just be at home one day with his grandchildren eating food, and then the grandchild is watching TikTok, and then they see Mommy of Lagos saying, nobody can arrest me, I am bigger than this. That. Then the judge say, oh really? Then they bring this case to the judge 2 weeks later. Oh, you are the one that nobody can imprison. Let me show you that you are not above the law in the country. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why sometimes we need to be as careful with our utterances as possible. I will tell you the truth. I know someone that was turned back from the UK border because he wore Arsenal t-shirt proudly strolling to the gates. The person that interviewed him just lost 1,000 pounds on a Man U bet. Man U played against Arsenal. Don't forget the year. So Man U lost. Now you are coming. I lost 1,000 pounds. I bet I lost. Then you are now coming with your stomach. You know the way Nigerians work with big stomach. Then on the big stomach is now written Arsenal. The people that I lost 1,000 pounds to. Now what the guy did, he can do it to any of us. He just decided to be extra harsh, and he just asked the guy. He said, "How are you going to where you are going?" The guy said, instead of the guy to say, I will take a taxi and show them 200 pounds. Because if you don't know where they go, just say, it's 200 pounds. I'll just take a taxi from here and go there. Now, if they ask you, so okay, if you use 200 pounds for the taxi, what are you going to survive on for the next? And you now bring out 2,000 pounds. You're okay. The guy now said he will go by train. They now say, all right, describe how you are going to get there by train. Baba no road. They just say, Baba step aside. Baba, this thing now, one of show promoters for one comedy show where I go do for 2007. Now, when you know those days there was no social media, so the guy was telling his guy. One guy was now telling him. Apparently, they were able to remove the guy at the end of the day. But one guy was now telling him that you were a bit harsh on the guy. The guy said, "Why can you wear an Arsenal t-shirt when we just lost my hair?" The guy said, "Yeah, well, you didn't do anything wrong, but you were a bit biased." But so they now heard. That's when they now gave us the gist. Since that time, any country where they go, like this NY cap where they like wear, or if I go Yankee, I no go wear am. Make you know be say New York Yankees go play Chicago Bulls, beat them. Then person where they there now just lost bet on top. So what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is, you will have enemies and you will have friends, but sometimes be careful not to be too in the face of your enemies because you don't know who you are going, and that's my advice to all of us, including myself. May we know they talk waiting big past our mouth because you don't know who you can offend. And when it is, like for instance now, if it is my prerogative, now me go give sentence. I can't see Bongoli, I no can't like Bongoli. Oh, within Roundhead, he too like to argue and he support APC. I will give you that maximum sentence and there's nothing you can do because it's my discretion.
50 years.
You understand what I'm saying? So Josie, over to you. Josie, over to you.
51. Right. Let me make some comments that are free. So sometimes, for me, you see, sometimes when people tell us story, like the story you just told us, when people tell you story, they don't tell you the truth. They just tell you what they want you to know. And that I have experienced. Sometimes when people say something things that, oh, because I wore this shirt, they turned me out. No, nobody's going to turn you away because you're putting on. They're going to, that may be a reason for the person like, oh, okay, want to investigate. But then they found something on you that will make them legally turn you back.
Yes.
Order. Right? It can be a springboard because, oh, this person looks this way. Okay, let me see what he has, that kind of thing. But they must find something against you to turn you back. So there are rules that govern. So when you're coming to the UK, for instance, let me use the UK for instance because I'm very familiar with this jurisdiction. I can't talk about other jurisdiction. So you're granted what we call entry clearance. They stamp it on your passport. When you get to the border, it is there they will grant you what we call leave to enter. Right? So entry clearance gives you the right to come in. When you get to the border, that's when they're going to grant you, when they allow you come in, they've granted a leave to enter. But they can also do verification at any point, even at that point. Then as regards, let's go back to the case we talked about.
Let me just quickly ask you a question. Have you ever seen anybody turn back before?
Sorry?
Have you ever seen anybody turn back at the border before?
Oh, they turn people back many times, yes.
I have seen 2 comedians, Gandoki and Nomo Baba.
They turn a lot of people
back. They were turned back because what happened was Gandoki went first. They said, how much do you have with you in the UK? He now pointed to Omo Baba that had already crossed and was going. They said his money was with him. They now went to bring Omo Baba. We don't clear customs. We don't clear immigration so they can't carry and come back. So what I'm trying to tell you is they can decide. When I used to use Nigerian passport to go to the UK, I used to study those immigration, those they are like booths at Heathrow or Gatwick or where they are like 5 or 6. I would come down and wriggle my way to the front in such a way that I'm like number 10. So I'm watching the ones that are giving. Some people at immigration point of end, they'll just look down. They will not look at you. Just next. The guy won't run, go meet his girlfriend. Next. There are some people once you reach in front of you, story don't start. So one day I don't wriggle myself to the point where that guy would give next. Now small young guy, they next. So I was about to one guy, the first person we deal with him from the beginning of the queue. Now I still deal with him till he reach my turn. So as he reached my turn like this, I was supposed to go to that young guy. That guy just looked up, that wicked guy with his wicked face. And I just looked up like saying next. As he look up, I just bend down to do my shoelace. I just tell person where they my back. Say, you can go. I just pretended like my shoelaces were undone. I just bend down to tighten my shoelace. As I see that person go up, as I look up like this, the fresh guy just say, next. I just run, go meet him. They don't claim him. That guy no enter UK that day. And I know say you no go enter. And I know say if not me, they go drill. They fit say, okay, won't even search your bag. There's nothing that they've not done in immigrations before. So what am I saying at the end of the day is, once it is up to somebody's discretion, they can use the maximum, the minimum, or anything in between, and it is their prerogative. That's what I wanted to say. Back to you.
Okay, so let me speak to that. So if, for instance, because you talked about issue of, the person said my money is with that person and all of that. So when you apply, for instance, for a visitor's visa, right? You state who is funding your trip. For instance, my mom can come and visit me in the UK. My mom does not even need to have one dime with her. If during the application I stated I'm the one paying for a trip, I'm the one providing accommodation and all of that, That's why when you come in, they have a system in front of them that gives them all the information that you filled in your application. So somebody who is coming from who was granted entry clearance in the first place based on the finance of someone else in the UK, you're not going to stop the person because the person doesn't have money, because the person did not even claim in the first place.
We don't know what's in the right. Me, I they tell you experience. This thing where I talk, ask Basket Mouth. Basket Mouth was there. I don't remember. I think Teju Babyface was
I'm
there.
not arguing with you, but that is free. I'm not saying you're not right or you're wrong. I'm just saying it goes to the information you provided when you were doing the application. So, like, give you an example. People invite their moms all the time from village, whatever, from Nigeria to come to the UK. Some of the moms, they don't, maybe where they're coming, they only have 20 pounds or 50 pounds. Nobody's going to turn them back unless they claim that they're the ones funding their trip. This thing is, you were granted a visa based on certain information. So if you say you are funding your trip and you come, we're asking you, where's the money you have? Oh, you don't even have any cash. You don't even have any traveler's check, which they don't use this again. Traveler's check. This is traveler's check. But these people have card. So there are so many ways you can wiggle your way around it. But some people, because they've got no plans, so I don't need to carry cash. I can travel anywhere around the world. I don't need to carry cash. I've got my card. If my card can be used in that jurisdiction. So if you ask me, have you got cash? No, I've not got cash, but I've got card. Right? But again, if you don't have, because sometimes you don't know, you just be shaking and all of that. They'll just see through you and then bring you to one corner and drill you. After they drill you, they'll send you back. So again, it goes back to the information you filled when you were completing your application. This is what I do every now and then, so I know what I'm talking about. It goes back to the information you filled. Again, I talked about people's parents who come into the UK, they don't have money, but they came in on the strength of the finances of their children who say, I'm paying for my mom's trip, I'm doing this. So even if they don't have money, nobody's going to turn them back. You just need to check your records. Then let's go back to, let me go back to
Bongoli and Bobrisky. And the two of them come the rhyme. Bongoli, Bobrisky, Ogerawan, Edejora.
That's our mommy now. That's the mommy of Lagos now. So we are in Judicial. So that's our mommy. That's our mommy.
Yes. So Bongoli, you said there's an update to the CBN Act. I don't know. Like I said, I've been out of Nigeria for more than God knows when. So I don't practice. I don't know if there's a new one, but I checked online. But again, I'm just a bit skeptical about what you said. It is hardly the case. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is hardly the case that a piece of legislation will say 6 months or 2 years. They will either say minimum or maximum, because for every offense, there are always degrees to the offense. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying it is hardly the case. So I'm a bit skeptical about that.
Can I interject here? Let me just interject briefly. Can I interject here briefly?
Yes, so, that's fine.
The one in 2007 says minimum. Now, if we go by your logic, there should be a maximum, right? Because normally when you look at, there should be a maximum, right? Because of what you're saying.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. When they say minimum of 6 months, it means they can give you 6 months and 1 day. But they cannot give you less. They cannot give you 5 months and 2 weeks. So when they say something has a minimum but no maximum, means they can give you 100 years.
Yeah, that is free. So what I'm now saying here is that, yes, true. What I'm now saying here is that if you look at money laundering, for example, it says 4 to 14 years. And then a fine and whatever it is. Now, for this 2017 CBN Act, it just says 2,000 naira and or, you know how they put the and or there?
Yes.
6 months.
Please, if you can send me a copy of that act, I really want to see it.
I'll send it to you. I looked at articles, like newspaper articles, and then they quoted the CBN Act.
Articles are not legislations.
No. I mean, they quoted it, and then I can.
It could have been quoted wrongly.
No, maybe not, because they even quoted it.
That's why I use the word could. It could have been quoted wrongly. So the best thing to do is look for the legislation, because, like I said, I'm not in Nigeria. I don't practice in Nigeria, so I can't say. I checked when we were talking about it. from my residual knowledge, I remember it is a minimum. So I checked online, and the only thing I could see on CBN is the 2007 Act, right? If it's an article you're reading from, somebody will be quoting something that does not exist. That's, you hear what I said? Legislations are not. Do you understand?
I understand what you are saying. What I'm saying here is that what they quoted. So you would say it and then you quote it. So I looked at about 5 different articles and I saw that quote before I said whatever I said. I don't have the hard copy or the soft copy of the 2017. It's a Clean Money Act. It's so that our money is clean. That's the whole reason behind the currency mutilation and all of that. So, and a lot of newspaper editorials, they were really focusing on this Bobrisky's case, and they were quoting that this is where it should be. So that's how I kind of like streamlined my information. That's how I did my research. So I
understand you. The problem is that I think we need to start. There's really need to, for overall of our legal system in Nigeria, so that our laws can be updated. We have a central system where we can go and see. In advanced countries, once the law is made, the day it comes into effect, you see it online. But someone like me, I can't see it. That's why I can't. That's why you remember what I said. I said this is what I have access to. I don't know if there's an updated version. So my statement was actually qualified in the sense that yes, based on the 2007 Act, I don't know if it's been updated. Then number 2, on the issue of, we talked about the money laundering and all of that. Anybody can say anything, can charge you for any offense. It doesn't matter. What matters is that do they have the evidence to prove that offense? Because let me say this. Legal practice is different from reading legal textbook. And this is a problem we have with even our professors of law. I'm telling you the truth. If you sit down and listen to your professor of law who is not into practice, they are going to mislead you. Take it from me. Your professors of law who do not go to court, they are going to mislead you. I'm saying it on good authority because I practice as a criminal lawyer in Nigeria. So when it comes to, and I don't want to say certain things, let me give you an example. Sometimes we practice what we call the adversarial system of justice. The adversarial system, so there are 2 types of system of justice. There's the adversarial, there's the inquisitorial. So adversarial system of justice, you are presumed innocent, right? So the burden of proof is on the prosecutor. You don't even need to go, you don't even need to say anything in court. You just keep quiet. If you allow the prosecutor to do their job. If they are not able to prove the ingredients of the offense. There was a matter I did in Nigeria. I remember there's what we call no case submission. No case submission is you don't even put the defense. Well, the prosecution did not prove their case. I'm making a no case submission. Full stop. Because for every offense, there's what we call the ingredients of the offense. So, for instance, in Nigeria, stealing, for instance, you can define stealing as to move or cause to be moved. Something that is capable of being stolen. So sorry, to move. Oh, my knowledge of this is going to be that to move or cause to be moved. Something that is capable of being stolen with the intention of permanently depriving the owner of the thing of the property. It's a bit complex. So that definition, there are so many ingredients. I did a case one time. I know the guy. Let me not talk. I know he kind of did it, but police could not prove their case. And we made a no case submission, and that was the end of the matter. So what I'm trying to say is this: it does not do Bobrisky any good to take that 6 months, because that 6 months he took as giving him something for life is an ex-convict. So in as much as we're looking at
that's Josie, that's another angle as to why the appeal conversation has to be ongoing, because of that ex-convict stigma. Because that ex-convict stigma can cause a lot of harm to Bobrisky now and or in the future.
Yes.
The government wanted a conviction. They've gotten a conviction on him. That is what they wanted for simple reasons. For though they said because we don't have the full evidence, but we know with common sense. With common sense, we know the reason. One of the major reasons why they are trying to do this to Bobo. But however, all of these charges leveled against him, and they've gotten a conviction, are valid. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. They are valid. But now Bobo is now an ex-convict, ex-con. And there are some privileges that he will not be getting anymore. A lot of people don't understand the meaning of this ex-convict, whatever, the implications in Nigeria. Just like the Eniola Badmus case, the lady that defamed Eniola Badmus, that they used cyber bullying act on her. And she had to pay 150,000 naira fine or something like that. Even paying the fine doesn't mean you're already convicted already. Yeah. It doesn't take it up. A lot of us don't understand all of these things. I would just end this by saying that.
Do you know if you are convicted, you get work where you know if you do abroad?
Even some countries do not even allow you into their, do not even grant a visa for certain. Like for instance, Mike Tyson is not been able to come to the UK for a long time, as global as he is as a star, for a long time because of the convictions he's had in the past. Anytime he applies,
Chris Brown was turned away. Jaru was turned away from the UK also a couple of weeks ago.
Snoop Dogg.
Yes, UK is very, very harsh when it comes to all those like if you have convictions elsewhere, the United Kingdom may not let you even into their country at all. The United Kingdom is really harsh on that. They are really big on that. Really big on that.
When it comes to Nigeria judicial system and the old justice system, let me tell you the truth. If I were to be him, I would have. If you have the money, then fight the case. You know why? In Nigeria, the only cases they really prosecute to the latter are two kinds of cases. One, cases that involve poor people. If you are poor, because you don't have lawyers, you don't have people they'll just do the case, blah, 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 they would. Number two, if the government of the day really wants to get you, so they don't mind pursuing the case for the next 10 years, provided that government, is still there, okay, maximum 8 years, unless the next government doesn't like you. That's the second instance. The third, but most cases, if you have money to pursue case, this person sleeping.
This one, they watch Daddy Freeze, can't sleep off.
Josie, somebody put something in the comment section, and I want to address it. And Daddy Freeze also... Yeah, when you finish, but Daddy Freeze also said something related to that, because Daddy Freeze said if 10 people are passing one place, they can catch one person and use that person as a scapegoat. Yeah. Also, if somebody, let me even just interject here briefly, my brother. And also, if government is trying to get you, you can use anything to get you. Someone now reminded me of a case on the comment section. There was a mob boss called Al Capone. Al Capone was a mob boss. The United States government were looking for a way to get him. They couldn't get him on anything. As in, they couldn't get him. There were people that were being neutralized on the streets. They knew he was the one, but they couldn't get him. They used to get him. They used tax evasion to get him. So now, with the tax evasion. So even with the tax evasion that they got Al Capone said, and I quote, "I will pay all the money." The government said no. I have never heard in the history of IRS in America, Uncle Sam, IRS always wants to collect money. IRS is all about money. If you say, I'll pay the tax evasion, whatever, they will let you go. But they said no. And he got neutralized, he had cancer, throat cancer, and all that, and he passed on. So what I'm saying here is that the government, if they want to get you, like you said, they will. There's always something against somebody. Nobody is claiming 100% anywhere in the world.
Yes, they will pursue you. However, if you have money and you have good lawyers, you delay the case. Bring one technicality, you appeal it. one point of law, you appeal it to the court of appeal, you appeal it. I'm telling you, that's what happens.
Wait,
That's why
Bongoli, should I remove her? This lady sleeping.
I can't see and I can't see. I can only see Josie, so I don't know.
Now fine girl, she fine even for her sleep. She dey watch us, she can't sleep off. Auntie, wake up.
So basically, you can fight your case, right? Fight it to the extent that, you know, at the end of the day, it's civil servants that will be prosecuting these cases. Next thing you see is that you stop seeing them in court. That's what happens. The only time
Now
the
find
government
natural beauty.
the only time you see them pursuing cases diligently is when the government of the day has a hand in it, or there's one big man out there funding the Ministry of Justice or the EFCC or stuff like that.
Josie, let me interrupt. Do you know there was one man that has been looking for Bobrisky for many years during the Buhari regime? He was the head of the National Arts Theatre and all of those things. That man shut down Bobo's. That man shut down Bobo's party that he did one time that he bought Range Rover. This was like 5-6. That man has been looking for Bobo for many years.
Anyway, guys, Instagram is about to end the video, so all I'm gonna say is thank you to you all for all your for all the love. Thank you for joining my live. My beautiful friend, she has a very pretty nose. Now fine girl. Now fine girl. Baba, let me tell you, one day now so a person sent me a request saying one come my live. Now I collect the girl. You understand? Baba, she don't walk out naked, complete. Who was there with us that day, the one live?
I remember.
You remember
I did not see anything. I did not see anything.
Me too, I did not see anything. People come screen record them, send them to me. Hey, she don't wake up.
You have to delete it.
Make her come up and she don't wake. Hello? My sister, you dey sleep since we dey wave you, you know here. She's still booting.
She doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, guys, lovely. Mama Tuzi, shout out to you. Coco Boy Music, love you all. Bongoli, thank you so much. Josie, thank you so much. Naomi Crystal, I saw you watching. Are you still there? All my love, sis.
Daddy Freeze, before you do the last shout out, Delta State government and Anambra State government have not made any official announcement or statement as regards what happened 2 days ago. Remember when I was calling them out on your platform? You see how our state governments are in the country. You see how they are. They've not said nothing. They've not done nothing. And that story has just died, just like that.
It has spied. All right, we're coming tomorrow and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it from a spiritual perspective, and we're going to talk about it from a real natural perspective, and we're going to talk to the governments tomorrow. That was my topic for tomorrow morning. Anambra State government and Delta State government. What is going on? We have not seen your press releases as regards Bobrisky. Take care, guys. God bless you. Love you all and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Ebiere Oki, Remy, I see you. Ada, I don't see you today. You day here. I know Samaria is at work. Sabio, I hail you. Coco Boy, God bless you. Pop my money guns as you're leaving. If you enjoyed the live, support Daddy Freeze channel. The money gun is not to give me money. It's so that my channel can grow on TikTok, so more people can get to see my content. Mary Ewan, thank you for coming. Miss Linda, thank you. Natural Gambia, love you, sis. Thank you so much for coming through. All my people, Aderonke, thank you for joining live. All my people on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank God it's Friday. Go have a nice drink, eat some suya, make some love, have some fun. See you tomorrow. Josh Esek, I see you, brother. Tolu Honeycomb, take care and God bless. Yes, they're correcting me. As regards Junior Pope, not Bobrisky. That is the Delta State government and the Anambra State government want to hear from you as regards Junior Pope. Hot Mom, bye. Bye, everyone. And God bless you. Shukbo. Simply Vic, are you here? Bye, everyone.